Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bar Shem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well, and shalom to sincere Akim out there laboring in this truth. This is Payala. This video, I just want to go over some news article that basically came across when I'm checking out some, updating myself on the recent events, recent going ons. And it reads, Chaotic Moon explores biometric tattoos for medicine and the military. Okay. Now basically this company is going about making biometric tattoos that do everything, you know, what it says on the cover. Biometric meaning like all measurements of your body. The word bio means body and metric means measurement. So it's all the measures of your body, activities that you do, you know, your height, your health, temperature. So the reason why they do that is so they can medicate you when you're feeling poorly, and also for the military to basically, you know, to keep stats on the activity of soldiers on the battlefield. And as you know, if you're familiar, the GMS LA camp had on two occasions, they had a Liberian dude, Jake, come past the camp, basically said he had like loads of chips in him. I believe it was him. He said he got bare chips in him, loads of different chips all in his body. And then there was also an Issacarite come a few weeks later and said he was getting ready to go into the military and said how he was going to get chipped. You know, the brothers at Akim were warning him, but he didn't. As far as what you could see, it didn't look like he wanted to take heed. He wanted to go fight and die for America. Okay, so this is the article as it reads: the future of wearables could be linked on your skin. Chaotic Moon. Okay, this company, a software design and development firm based in Austin, Texas, is developing a high-tech tattoo made of components and conductive paint to create circuitry um, circuitry to basically turn you into a cyborg, collect health or other biometric data from your body. Now that's the way they sell it. They sell it like you're turning into a cyborg, and they try and sensationalize the mark of the beast, because all these leaps and bounds in so-called making in technology is for one thing and one thing only: is to establish Esau, the so-called white man's new world order, and his attempt at getting back his blessing that he basically lost out on. Okay, so also to note this, when you check out this company Chaotic Moon, the logo for the firm is actually a one-eyed, something that looks like an alien with one eye. So you know that they're down with, you know, they're juiced in to the Illuminati in some form of or way. Chaotic Moon's tattoo kit is in the nascent prototype stage right now, but CEO Ben Lam told me it will be able to collect and upload health and informational data, much like Jawbone or the Apple Watch, and send it to the medical staff or maybe even the military. Okay, now even when you check out, go on their YouTube website, they basically show you they've got something called you know, you got Bitcoin, where basically it's a digital currency, which basically you dig for currency, and they have a value. Recently, they said the value of one Bitcoin was the same as the value of 1 ounce of gold. So basically, this is done by digitally digging, mining for that Bitcoin, and it takes a lot of time to get one, and you really need a supercomputer if you really want to get that anyway. But basically, what these guys made was a fit coin, which basically is a app or some form of technology, a wearable technology whereby the more you work out, the more you mine for Bitcoin. So that's one of the, you know, a way they're making it attractive to get into the wearables technology. And they also had another thing known as free will, which is basically for disabled wheelchair people disabled in a wheelchair, which basically have some technology fitted to the wheelchair, and it basically maps out the area where they move about in. So they're basically building up intel for a database, and they said it can be accessed by anyone, more or less. They said it to the, basically on the level of the public, but we know that, if anyone's really going to delve into that data, it's going to be the rulers of this society, okay? Because they showed you a similar kind of thing as well in the Batman movie. I believe the Dark Knight one, where it shows you that basically Bruce Wayne, played by Christopher, I can't remember his full name at this particular time, but basically he had a sonar system, a bat sonar system, which basically used the signal from all the cell phones all over the city to project an image without him having to see. And that's basically what they're doing with all this technology, wearable tech that people use to monitor their biometric readings, but also it tracks the area that they work out in, and it's mapping it out for the elites basically, so they can monitor and understand the fashions of the people, where they move to and where they go through, building up more intel, cookies so to speak. Chaotic Moon's tattoo kit is nascent prototype stage right now, but CEO Ben Lamb told me it will be able to collect and upload health and informational data like Jawbone or Apple Watch and send it to medical staff or maybe even the military. This is the new wearable, Lamb told TechCrunch. The future of wearable is bio-wearables. And this is basically, the tattoo is basically just, it's readying you for the RFID chip implant, because what they'll end up saying is, oh, this, it can be, easily, you know, what's the word? Rubbed off your skin. So the best step to take is an RFID chip, which is secure on your body, and monitors you more clearly, and at the same time can't be counterfeited because it's inside of your flesh. This is not something that we can easily. This is not something that can be easily removed like a Fitbit. It can be underneath a flak jacket, directly on the skin, to be collecting this data and being reported back, Lamb said, of military applications. Well, we know. See, this is what they do, man. Esau basically has already got things in in the running, but he'll make it out like he's making the steps towards that when that's already, the end goal's already been fulfilled. So they're saying all this, but then if it weren't under a flat jacket, then it could be easily removed. So the RFID chip would be the next step. The tattoo is temporary and washes off, see? Much like a temporary fashion tattoo. According to Chaotic Moon, the tat will have the ability to monitor body temperature and detect if someone is stressed based on sweat, heart rate, and hydration level information uploaded via Bluetooth or location-based low-frequency mesh networks like those used for apps like Jot or FireChat. Chaotic Moon is best known for fire-breathing drones and Bitcoin earning fitness trackers. But Lamb said the tattoo project was one of the most exciting his studio has worked on. We get to do a lot of cool stuff at Chaotic Moon, but with this, we think there's military applications for it, health applications for it, and there are all kinds of opportunities around it. Now, just seeing this, they use, I believe they use RFID, NFC technology in this case, and you see all the possibilities. They're saying biometric measurements, okay, the ability to dig bitcoins and mapping your area, and they say it's similar to what Apple Pay, all right, okay, Apple Watch and Apple Pay, all these different apps. So the RFID chip would be the most ubiquitous, complete form of technology that utilizes all these different forms of technology into one place basically, which would just make it very straightforward for Esau. You know what I mean? So all of these other technologies would basically die out, and it show basically the point being that it shows you that you can buy stuff, you know, you can be tracked with it. So the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. And Nate infamously said that, like, you know, chips are made for tracking. Where's my dog? But you can find your dog, but then you can also find you know, you can also buy things with that RFID chip, because that same technology is found in your debit card. Over here in London, we have Oyster cards, okay, which is used in London. It's the only aside, you can use paper tickets, but it's it's you'd be basically bumping yourself if you do that. But basically, the Oyster card is, you know, used for travel on the London transport system. Okay, so this technology is basically out there and ready in the use. You also mentioned using the tattoos for location tracking during concerts or keeping track of your kid at an amusement park. That's right. So it's basically a nice. That's the logo there. You see the one eye with a little squiggle underneath, and basically that's the way of sensationalizing it, making it comely to the eyes. Basically, some of the attraction for the military use could include the tech tacs potentially detecting poisons in the air, pathogens in a soldier's body, and identifying when they are hurt or stressed. Okay, and they said they could also utilize this technology for medication, one, you know, that's needed to track, so they could meet the, you know when they gotta go out and meet the doctor, so to speak. But also on RFID technology, they said that they could lace them with cyanide. Sorry, they could lace them with medication. It could deposit into the body as often as needed. But the same, they said they lace it also with poisons to kill anyone off. You know, if they don't keep true to the system. Okay. So it's an eco-friendly, non-invasive use of a platform that basically turns you into a human circuit board. Biometric tats and that human circuit board really is a pool of data, man. You'll be utilized as a source um, of energy, man, for lack of a better word. Biometric tats are promising but not original. Cyberpunks, or grinders, as they're sometimes called, from a strange and fascinating sculpture of folks who like to manipulate their bodies with technological implants. While much of the grinder culture centers on cutting cells open and surgically installing magnets, RFID chips, and other components for biohacking purposes, there's been some small ramblings on the subject of biometric tattoos. Okay. Um, this is really the point. You know, I really got to the point. So what I wanna, I guess you can read it. You know, if you see fit, and it's got the videos are quite interesting. But I want to get into this one script now. This is Revelations 13, and gonna get straight to the point. Revelations 13 and 16, and it calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, now this word for mark, which we know and identify as an RFID chip, the word there is charagma. Okay,
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
okay, a stamp, an imprinted mark, or the mark stamped on the forehead in the right hand. The badge follows the Antichrist. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculptured, graven out. Okay, now when you look up this word, what you find is it goes back to the word kwai kwai, okay, which basically goes back to the word written for tattoos, or making markings for making markings, which is against the law, incisions in the flesh. Okay, so now I want to go to the root word of this. Um, Bear with me. Okay, it tells you a pale or steak, pale side corrects the word there.
Strong's G 5482. Kharaks. Kharaks.
Right, a steak. You know, like a steak you use for a tent to hold down a tent. Yep, that's the word there. That's what would be used to make the incision. Okay. Or incision will be made by a steak. But the point I want to go to is the root word for that is grapho, okay, which means to write with reference to the form of letters. Okay, so this is the root word of Karax, and basically this is where they're gonna grapho basically means to write, and basically is to write all the details, your biometric readings inside of the RFID chip, which really shows you that this whole biohacking thing, dealing with the chaotic, the biometric tattoos for medicine and the military, basically shows you that, you know, they're going to utilize this form of technology is just a stepping stone ultimately for the RFID chip. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. I want to say all praise to Yahweh Shem El Shai, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sincere Akim. Shalom.